Hello everyone, welcome to Mock and Gary on a Free. It's Sunday, which means a new video. April 10th is recognised as National Siblings Day in some parts of the United States, and I think just, whoever wants to celebrate it, celebrates it. So I thought I'd do a sibling themed video ready for that day, which is in a few days. So the first point I want to make about siblings on the next step is that I really like how the siblings shown on the show are usually siblings in real life as well. I think this just gives the siblings a lot more chemistry and has them work together a lot better, and obviously if they look similar it's kind of more convincing that they're siblings. I've rated the siblings on the show in terms of my least favourite siblings that I don't really care about that much, and my favourite siblings that I find really cute and I like a lot. So I'm just going to go through the list and then I'm going to discuss who I think should have had siblings on the show but doesn't, and who does have siblings on the show but I think should not. So first off, there's Josh and Adam, who were siblings shown in season 5. Although they had a lot of conversations and a backstory in terms of Josh wanted to dance and Adam really liked hockey, I didn't feel like it was deep enough for me to really care that much, and also because it was only over the span of one whole season, but it was kind of like halfway through the season they introduced it, so there wasn't that many episodes to go off. I'm not really sure why, I just don't think they had that much chemistry, but that could be because they're not siblings in real life. I think it's more just to do with the storyline though. I think it's just a bit boring. I think because Josh didn't really care that much about it, he was just like, oh yeah, my parents prefer hockey over dance, and he just kind of went along with it. There was nothing for the audience to really connect with him about, because he seemed okay with it, even though he got a bit aggravated sometimes. He was, he seemed fine for the most part. Next, there's Gisele and Clara, and their relationship is only really mentioned in Lost and Found, which is the spin-off show of The Next Step. But obviously Gisele is on The Next Step, so I decided to include them. Gisele obviously cared a lot for Clara, and she looked out for her, and Clara depended on Gisele and really trusted her. So when Clara was struggling with her anxiety, she called Gisele first and told that she needed help and whatever.
I really want to talk to Gisele right now. She's really good at putting things into perspective. Hello? Hi, Gisele, can you talk?
Not really. We're going on in 5 minutes. What's going on?
I feel so much pressure with all the music stuff, and I don't think I can do it by myself.
But I just think it would have been nice to see them if they both crossed over each other's shows, because Gisele was in both, but Clara was only in Lost and Found. Even though at the beginning of the first episode she was in, she said that she was a dancer at The Next Step as well. So I think even if it was just for one episode, if Jenny Ross had been in The Next Step, it would have just crossed over a bit better. Gisele and Clara aren't siblings in real life, by the way. Next is Jackie and Davis, and they are siblings in real life. They're Dylan and Berkeley Ratzlaff. They look pretty much identical if they'd had the same hair colour, and I really like their relationship off screen, but on screen I didn't really care that much about them. I felt like their drama wasn't pushed to the edge enough. It was just kind of, oh, Jackie doesn't really like Davis. Davis wants Jackie to like her.
Hey, Jackie, you ever thought about asking Davis to join The Next Step?
No.
It just wasn't enough for me. I feel like there should have been a pivotal moment that really shook all the fans, but there wasn't really. It was more just Kenzie being mad at Jackie because Davis left.
Jackie better check herself.
So Sierra and Skylar are next, and they are sisters in real life, and they also have the same names as they do in real life. There's Sierra Healy and Skylar Healy. Their attitude when it comes to each other is that they're very much in it together, or they're very much in it not at all. When they were auditioning for A Troop, it was very much, if you don't make it, I won't go either. And Sierra expected this of Skylar when Skylar made it in season 4 and she did not. Which I thought was a bit selfish, because obviously she's the older sister, she should be happy for her younger sister, but we've seen that happen with the next couple of siblings I'm going to mention. I think their relationship was shown as true siblings would be shown. They weren't overly involved in each other's lives, but they were there for each other and they had very much a family bond. So I did like them as siblings. I just feel like Sierra was a little bit selfish expecting Skylar to leave the next step just because she didn't make it. But yeah, overall, they're pretty good. I like them. So the sisters I'm next talking about are Gabi and Becca. Gabi and Becca are sisters in real life. I'm pretty sure their names are Jacqueline and Rachel Riley. I thought they were really cute in season 2 when they had their little storyline about Gabi being slightly jealous of Becca, which is kind of probably where Jackie and Davis's storyline came from, and also Sierra and Skylar. They were kind of the original siblings that didn't want each other being around. I thought that they deserved a bit more screen time though, because their characters were beginning to be developed a bit. It would have been nice if they'd made the team in season 4 so that they could have been the pivotal siblings, but obviously we had James and Piper be the pivotal siblings kind of in season 4. I just think it would have been nice if their characters had developed a bit more rather than just staying pretty much in season 2, because we saw them briefly but not a substantial amount. My second favourite siblings are Riley and Emily. Riley and Emily aren't siblings in real life, but I feel like they're probably the most, memorable siblings on the show. They've very much had a roller coaster of a relationship. It's gone from, being perfectly fine, they're sticking together no matter what. Emily's fixing Riley's hair before she goes to perform, to Emily kicking Riley out of E-Girls and not really caring that she's her sister. Then they made up and they became friends and they stuck together in season 2. Then in season 3, Riley got Emily kicked off the team because she told Miss Kate about her injury. Then in season 4, they were friends again because Emily came back and helped Riley. Then season 5, they were fine. They only had a brief scene, but it was clear that obviously they were on good terms and everything. So yeah, I like Riley and Emily. I think once again they are a reflection of siblings. You fall out, you make up all the time, but ultimately you're going to be there for each other. And my favourite siblings on the next step are Piper and James. Piper and James aren't siblings in real life, but they have an uncanny resemblance. Like, Piper's eyes and James's eyes are both the same. They both kind of slope downwards, and even like the expressions that Piper has are very similar to James, even the way she dances when she does hip hop. So I think Alex Chaves, who plays Piper, did a very good job of taking on the role of James's sister. I love their relationship because I think it's really cute, but also the fact that it's an opposite sex sibling relationship, I think is also, obviously it's the first one that's on the next step, but that's what makes it special, because even though you've got this image of, your big brother protects your little sister, Piper also protects James. So when he was going through his drama with Riley in season 4, Piper was very much protective of him and wanted to make sure he was okay. Just like James flew all the way back from England to make sure that Piper was okay. They're my favourites because although they haven't had a falling out, which is probably kind of realistic for siblings, they do protect each other a lot, and it's really cute, and the acting between them is very good as well. Yeah, they're just my favourites really. So what I'm going to be talking about next is who I think should have had siblings on the show and who shouldn't have had siblings on the show. So first off, I think Stephanie and Rachelle very much suit being only children. I can't see Stephanie sharing the limelight with siblings, and I think she's said on the show that she is an only child and that her parents don't give her that much attention.
What time are your parents coming to watch?
I don't even think my parents are in the city. The last time that my parents showed up to anything big that I did was when I broke my leg and they had to bring me to the hospital.
I think it just suits Stephanie to be an only child. I can't really see her wanting to nurture a younger sibling or looking up to anyone. I can just see her being all about her personal development. On a wiki page for the next step, it says that Rachelle does have a sister. She's just like unnamed and not mentioned. But I don't think it suits Rachelle to be a sibling as such. I can see her being an only child and spending most of her days at dance and then only going home when she needs to eat and sleep. I can also see her parents fully investing all their time and money into Rachelle's dance career. But in that sense, I can see her being maybe an older sibling because I think she'd want to set a good example. And I could see her being very protective over a young child that's very much like herself. So I'm not sure. Maybe it does suit her. I don't think it suits her to have an older sibling though, at all. I think Rachelle's very independent and she'd very much be the first to experience life. She wouldn't want to follow in someone's footsteps, unless it was Emily, of course. Next, I think that it would suit Noah to have younger siblings and maybe a couple of them, because he's a natural leader and obviously he teaches baby ballet. So I could see him getting along really well with children and having these little siblings that look up to him and want to be just like their older brother. It was said on the show that Alden has brothers. I can't remember if they're younger or older, but I think that also suits him.
I don't know how you got my brothers to act that way, but they were like on their best behavior.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Like I've never seen them use an actual like knife and fork.
His attitude is quite immature sometimes, and I think this is possibly a reflection of not having like either a role model to look up to or just not having the life experience passed down to him. He's very much just one of like a child, really. Like he'd bond with all of his younger siblings and they'd very much be on the same wavelength, rather than him being this older brother who is mature and everyone looks up to. So yeah, I think it suits Alden to have brothers. I think that West would have a really big family. I think he'd have lots of older siblings and he'd be the youngest. He loves socialising and having fun, and I can definitely see him having like these huge family parties where he gets up and dances in the middle of the room and everyone applauds him. I can just see West having a big family.
Ole, ole, cheer up! Ole, 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 ole. Cheer up!
And last but not least, I can see Lola having one younger sibling that is quite shy and she protects and nurtures and is just a really good role model for, because she's just so kind and nice. Yeah, just the way she treated Rachelle was very much like she was her sister. So I think having a younger sibling would fit into Lola's character a lot. So that's it for this sibling video. I hope you enjoyed it. I have videos planned for the next couple of weeks, so they will be consistent uploads. It's just that, well, at the time you're seeing this, I've already handed in my final project for university because I'm about to graduate, but at the time I'm filming this, it's literally due in like 10 days. So I'm a bit stressed, but I'm planning everything now and filming, and yeah, it's all on track basically. So yeah, that's it. Just make sure you're subscribed and I'll see you later.